Hello, my name is George Carvalho and I'm the director of the Goblin Pact, and this is a behind the scenes of the short film. I'm first going to talk about pre-production, followed by an extensive look at motion capture using iPi software, concluding with using Adobe Mixamo for additional animation, all within 3D Studio Max. The first step was to create a series of render tests. They were designed to help me get the proper setting and lighting for the film. Some of the characters used here were downloaded from Adobe Mixamo, while the vegetation models were downloaded from Sketchfab. There are hundreds of high-quality textures and models to download that are completely free. Just be sure to give proper attribution to the author when requested. Next was the character creation. The original fairy look was inspired by this 3D model. I downloaded it, but it was too low poly to use, so I found this high poly model of a girl and hair and made the fairies that way. The goblin I downloaded from TurboSquid. Here it is. It was too high poly and I had to simplify the model by deleting a lot of the items I wasn't going to use. And the knight was downloaded for free from TurboSquid. All the models were rigged with cat rigs and placed together in one file. This is to get a sense of the scale. Now the fairies are supposed to be just a foot high, but it is not practical to animate something that small, and the animation will be captured with motion capture, so it is best to make sure it is of normal human height in order to properly receive the mocap data. Also, some characters are not rigged, but are in T-pose and will be animated with Adobe Mixamo later. Now to have a rigged character in multiple sizes, you don't have to rig it twice. To change the size of a rigged character, you go to Scale World Units, hit Rescale, select Selection, then select your scale factor, then hit OK. And this is the first shot. I use motion capture to do most of the animation. To do motion capture, I use the Microsoft Azure Connect camera and iPi software. The camera isn't cheap at about $400, but it gives a surprisingly precise capture. And I download the iPi software from the iPi website. You open iPi Recorder and select Record Video then Background. Select Evaluate Background. It will lock the background after 10 seconds. Then you select Record and start recording. You get into T-pose and you do your action. Once it is complete, you open it in Mocap Studio. You make sure to match the T-pose to the character and hit Refit Pose. Then hit Track Forward. Then refine the track. Then I use jitter removal and set it to maximum because I like the animations as smooth as possible. Also select the length of the take you want it to be. Once everything is done, select Export and choose 3ds Max Biped Rig and export animation as BVH. Then back in 3D Studio Max, you select your character that is properly cat rigged. For best results, you want to make sure the character is at the same height as the BVH and that is grouped. You open the group, select any part of the rig, right-click and import the BVH using these settings. Then hit Capture Animation. Then delete Source Hierarchy and remove Mapping Layer. Now the advantage of doing it this way is that I can add a layer in the Cat Layer Manager and make adjustments to the animation. To deal with leg jiggle and arm jiggles, turn off inverse kinematics. At this point, keyframes are deleted and additional motion added to complete the animation. To have the character pick up the coin, there are several ways of doing it. The best way that I found is you match where you want the character to pick it up. And then you make a copy of the coin and link it to the hand. And you set a keyframe. Move the keyframe back one frame, set another keyframe, and scale it all the way down. Then you select the original coin, set the keyframe, move the one keyframe forward one step, and then shrink down one as well. So then when you play it back, it looks like the character's picking up the coin. And here is the completed image. The following shot is of the knight running. The best way to do this was via Adobe Mixamo. I upload an FBX version of the character into Adobe Mixamo and run through the process. Place the markers and give it a few minutes for the auto rigger to take place. Then select the running animation and download at 24 frames per second with full skin and no keyframe reduction. Upload in 3D Studio Max. The problem now is that the animation is limited. To extend it, you select all the bones of the character. Then you open Animation Curves. Select Graph Editor's Track View. Select everything. Then edit Controller Out of Range Types. Select Cycle. Back to Graph Editor. Select the diagonal line in the graph that goes all the way down. Back to Edit Controller Out of Range Types. Select Linear. And now the animation is looped and runs forever. And here is the completed image. And that's it. These are some basic techniques used to make the whole film, and I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and there's more content coming your way.